If you commit just 3 focused hours every single day, you can completely change the direction of your life over the next 30 years. This is not about working harder or staying busy. It is about using your time intentionally, choosing actions that matter, and building habits that compound over decades. These 3 hours are an investment in your skills, your knowledge, your health, your relationships, and your future opportunities. Every choice you make during this time directly shapes the life you will live years from now. Imagine having a system that guarantees steady progress, personal growth, and long-term results, without relying on luck or chance. In this video, you will discover exactly how to structure your time, focus on the right priorities, and take actionable steps that create massive impact. Every minute matters, and learning to use these hours wisely will change everything. Now let's dive in. Number 1, plan your life goals clearly before starting any work. When it comes to shaping the next 30 years of your life, nothing matters more than having a clear understanding of what you want to achieve. Clarity is the foundation of success. Without it, you spend years moving, acting, and making decisions without a real sense of direction. The first step in dedicating 3 hours a day to transform your life is to identify precisely what you want. This is not about writing down vague ideas or dreams. This is about taking the time to define them with detail and specificity. You need to know the outcome, the exact results you are working toward, and the impact you want your life to have. Take a moment and think about it. Imagine your life 30 years from now. Where are you? What kind of person have you become? What are the accomplishments that you can proudly say are yours because you took control today? Many people live their lives without these answers, and that is why so few achieve greatness. When you plan your goals clearly, you create a map. This map is your guide, your reference point. Every single day, it keeps you from wandering aimlessly. Every action you take during those 3 hours you dedicate daily must align with this map. When your actions align with your goals, you start to build momentum, and momentum is what carries you forward faster than anything else. Planning your life goals is not a one-time exercise. It's a continuous process. Your goals may shift as you grow, as you learn, as you experience new things. But the act of planning gives you the power to decide where your life is going, instead of letting circumstances decide for you. Sit down with a notebook, or even a digital document, and write the details of what success looks like in your personal life. Your relationships, your career, your finances, your health, and your character. Be precise. Don't settle for general statements like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happy." Define what success is for you. Identify the income level, the position, the lifestyle, and the freedom you want. Specify the kind of people you want to be surrounded by, the daily habits that reflect your values, and the ways you want to contribute to others. Once you write down your goals, you must organize them by importance and timeline. Decide which goals are short-term and which are long-term. Think about what you can achieve in a month, in a year, in 5 years, and in 30 years. The 3 hours you dedicate each day are precious, but they are limited. Every minute must be intentional. If your goals are unclear, you waste that time on unproductive activities that have little impact on your future. Planning helps you prioritize. It tells you which actions deserve your energy and which do not. This is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things consistently. When you create clear goals, you also create motivation. Motivation comes from seeing the path ahead, seeing the results of your work, and feeling the satisfaction of progress. Without goals, motivation falters because there is no clear reward for your effort. Human beings are wired to move toward something tangible, toward results they can see and measure. Clear goals provide this. They make your effort real. When you dedicate 3 hours daily, you can track your progress. Each small step becomes meaningful because it connects directly to the larger plan. You feel your life shifting because you know you are building something of value, something lasting. It is essential to include not only professional and financial goals, but personal development goals as well. Your character, your habits, your mindset, and your health will all determine the quality of your life in 30 years. You must be intentional about improving yourself. Read, learn, practice, and reflect. Dedicate part of your 3 hours to strengthening the skills, knowledge, and behaviors that support your long-term vision. Planning is not just about listing what you want to have. It's about defining who you want to become and the life you want to live. This dual focus ensures that your success is meaningful and sustainable. The act of writing and planning also strengthens commitment. When you commit your goals to paper, you make them real. You are more likely to act consistently when you see your vision in front of you. This process also allows you to identify obstacles and challenges before they arrive. Planning gives you foresight. You can anticipate difficulties, think about solutions, and prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for the journey ahead. Most people fail not because they don't have talent or opportunity, but because they are unprepared for the difficulties that come with long-term success. Planning your goals clearly gives you that preparation. Clarity in goal setting also sharpens decision-making. Every day you face countless choices, many of which can take you closer or farther away from the life you want. When you have clearly defined goals, decisions become simpler. You can ask yourself, does this action move me toward my goal? If the answer is yes, you commit fully. If the answer is no, you move on and focus on what matters. This kind of focus is rare, but it is what separates those who achieve long-term success from those who drift through life. Reviewing your goals regularly is another key part of this process. Spend part of your 3 hours each day reviewing and refining your plan. Ask yourself if your actions are aligned with your vision. Reflect honestly on your progress and make necessary adjustments. Life will throw unexpected challenges your way, but a clear plan allows you to adapt without losing direction. Flexibility within a structured plan is essential. You are not rigidly locked into one path. You are guided by principles, values, and objectives that remain constant even as circumstances change. It is also vital to consider the emotional and psychological power of goal clarity. Goals give your life meaning and purpose. They give you a reason to wake up every morning with energy and determination. They reduce fear and uncertainty because you know exactly what you are working toward. They help you maintain resilience during setbacks because your eyes are on the long-term prize. Every step you take in those 3 hours contributes to a future you can be proud of, and every small success along the way strengthens your confidence. Your goals should be ambitious, but realistic. They should challenge you to grow while remaining attainable with effort and focus. Overly vague or unrealistic goals lead to frustration and inaction. Clear, concrete goals create a sense of direction, responsibility, and accountability. You can measure progress and celebrate milestones. Each success reinforces your commitment to the next step. This cycle of planning, action, and reflection compounds over time and leads to extraordinary results. Remember, clarity is not just about quantity or money. It's about the quality of life. It's about relationships, health, learning, and contribution. It's about defining what matters most to you and making it non-negotiable. When your goals are clear, your priorities become obvious. You know where to invest your energy, your focus, and your time. That is why the 3 hours you dedicate each day will transform your life more than anything else. Planning life goals clearly before taking action is the single most important decision you can make. It is the foundation on which everything else is built. Without it, effort is wasted, time is lost, and potential is unfulfilled. With it, every decision, every action, every moment is invested in creating a life of achievement, fulfillment, and lasting impact. You can control your future, shape your destiny, and dedicate your energy to actions that matter. When you commit to clarity, you commit to a better life. A life you can proudly look back on after 30 years and know that every hour you invested was worth it. This is the first step, the most critical step. Spend time defining it. Write it down. Refine it. Let it guide your action. Let it inspire your effort. Let it keep you focused. When distractions appear, let it shape the person you will become and the life you will lead. Every great achievement begins with clarity. Every powerful transformation begins with a plan. Every meaningful life begins with a decision to know exactly what you want and to work for it consistently every single day without fail. The 3 hours you dedicate each day are your most valuable asset. They are the time you use to build the next 30 years. And the clarity of your goals is the compass that ensures those hours are spent on the right things, moving you forward and creating a life that matters. Number 2, identify daily habits that compound into long-term success. The power of daily habits is underestimated by most people. Small actions, repeated consistently, have the ability to define the trajectory of your entire life. Every decision you make in a single day adds up. The 3 hours you dedicate for the future are a perfect opportunity to establish habits that grow stronger over time. These habits are not about instant results. They are about building momentum, creating routines, and forming behaviors that over years produce extraordinary outcomes. The key is to choose habits that have lasting impact. Habits that touch multiple areas of your life, including health, knowledge, relationships, and financial growth. Success does not come from random actions or bursts of motivation. It is the accumulation of repeated behaviors over months and years. If you want to shape the next 30 years of your life, you must identify the habits that matter most and dedicate time daily to them. Think about brushing your teeth or exercising. These actions seem small, but their consistency ensures long-term benefits. Life-changing habits work the same way. A single hour of reading every day might not feel like much today, but over years it will transform your knowledge and perspective. A single act of discipline saving each week might feel insignificant, but in decades it creates financial security and freedom. Identify which actions, when performed daily, move you closer to your vision. It can be waking up early to plan your day, journaling your thoughts and priorities, exercising to maintain energy, or practicing skills that enhance your professional value. The point is to make them a non-negotiable part of your schedule. Habits are built through repetition and attention. You do not need to be perfect from day one, but you must be consistent. Every time you repeat a positive habit, you strengthen the pattern in your mind and in your routine. Weak habits die off if ignored. Strong habits grow, compound, and create a foundation for success. Think about habits like investment tools. Each time you act intentionally, you are depositing value into your future. The 3 hours you dedicate each day can be broken down into intentional blocks. Use part of the time to practice habits that develop your skill. Use part to read and absorb information. Use part to reflect on your progress and make improvements. This structured approach ensures that your actions compound. Habits, when repeated, build confidence because they prove to you that you can take control of your behavior. Confidence in your actions translates into bigger decisions, better choices, and greater results over time. Focus on habits that are measurable. If your habit cannot be tracked or evaluated, it is difficult to ensure progress. For instance, instead of saying, "I will learn more," define it clearly as, "I will read 1 chapter of a business book daily," or "I will practice 30 minutes of coding every day." Specificity is essential. You must know exactly what your daily habit entails. This clarity keeps you accountable and ensures that your actions lead to real results. Every day, when you complete a habit, you are making a conscious investment in your future self. Your life in 30 years will reflect these consistent choices. Habits are also about environment and support. You will find it easier to repeat actions consistently if you create conditions that make the habit natural. Remove distractions, organize your space, and prepare tools or resources in advance. If your goal is to read daily, keep a book accessible. If your goal is to exercise, have your gear ready and visible. Small adjustments like these eliminate excuses and make it easier to maintain momentum. Habits thrive when your environment supports them. Success is often more about preparation than motivation, because motivation can fade. Habits, however, persist because they are reinforced by repetition and structure. Reflection is a critical part of habit formation. Every day, spend a portion of your 3 hours reviewing your actions. Ask yourself, which habits are producing results and which are not? Adapt and refine your routine accordingly. This reflection ensures that your habits remain aligned with your long-term goals. Without reflection, habits can become mindless routines that do not contribute meaningfully. Each habit should have a purpose. Every action should be intentional. Over decades, the cumulative effect of purposeful habits determines the quality of your life. Another important aspect is eliminating negative habits. Just as positive actions compound, so do harmful behavior. Poor time management, procrastination, unhealthy choices, and self-doubt accumulate and limit your potential. Identify what is holding you back and replace those habits with constructive alternatives. The 3 hours you dedicate daily can be used to reinforce positive patterns while weakening destructive ones. Awareness is the first step, and action is the next. Without action, knowledge is meaningless. By consciously addressing negative behaviors, you free yourself to focus on growth and opportunity. Consistency is more important than intensity. Many people try to make massive changes in one day, but fail because they cannot sustain the effort. Habits are powerful because they are small and repeatable. Commit to doing a little each day, but do it every day. The effect of 3 hours dedicated to habit development grows exponentially. Years from now, you will look back and see that these consistent actions are what created your life. Every effort compounds quietly, often unnoticed at first, but eventually the results are undeniable. Identify habits that improve your body, mind, and skills. Physical health is the foundation for sustained energy. Mental habits, such as reading, learning, or reflection, expand your perspective and decision-making ability. Skill-based habits, practiced daily, enhance your capacity to create value and generate income. By developing a balanced approach to habits, you strengthen multiple areas of your life simultaneously. This holistic growth ensures that no single aspect of your life limits your progress. Habits create structure, consistency, and a measurable path toward your vision. Your habits should be reviewed periodically. Growth requires evolution. Some habits may have served you well initially, but may no longer be sufficient. As you advance, replace outdated habits with new ones that align with your evolving goals. The act of reviewing habits ensures that your daily routine continues to compound positive results, rather than stagnating. Adaptation keeps you moving forward and prevents complacency. Each day, every repetition is a deliberate investment in your future. The person you become in 30 years is the direct result of these repeated actions. Accountability strengthens habit formation. Share your goals with someone you trust, or track your progress publicly. Accountability creates an external reminder that reinforces your internal commitment. It reduces the risk of skipping actions and strengthens discipline. Habits that are public or shared with others gain an extra layer of importance and urgency. This approach ensures that the 3 hours you dedicate each day are consistent and focused. Accountability combined with reflection and planning creates a system where habits naturally compound into long-term success. Finally, remember that habits are about long-term growth, not short-term comfort. Some habits will be challenging at first. Some will require discipline and focus. Resistance is normal, but every time you persist, you strengthen your ability to maintain consistency. The power of compounding lies in repetition, not intensity. Small, disciplined actions performed daily create exponential results. Over time, 30 years of life, shaped by 3 focused hours every day, will reflect the habits you choose today. Each habit, when performed consistently, becomes a building block for your legacy, your wealth, your health, and your character. Habits form the framework of your life. They determine your energy, your productivity, your mindset, and your ability to achieve your goals. Identifying and committing to the right habits is one of the most powerful strategies anyone can use to ensure long-term success. When habits are chosen intentionally, they create order, efficiency, and growth. They allow you to harness the time you dedicate each day and convert it into measurable progress. Consistency, reflection, and adaptation transform simple actions into lifelong advantages. 3 hours a day is all it takes to establish routines that compound into massive success. Identify the actions that create growth. Repeat them consistently. Eliminate behaviors that hold you back, and monitor your progress. Focus on habits that strengthen your body, mind, and skill. Align your habits with your vision. Create an environment that supports them. Make accountability part of your system. Reflect and adjust. By doing these things, you harness the compounding power of daily habits and ensure that the life you build over the next 30 years is one of achievement, fulfillment, and lasting impact. Number 3, focus on learning skills that increase future income. The ability to earn more in the future is directly tied to the skills you develop today. Skills are the currency of opportunity. The more valuable your skills, the more options you have, and the greater the rewards you can command. 3 hours a day is more than enough time to begin building a skill set that will significantly increase your future income. This is about choosing the right skills, dedicating focused effort, and committing to continuous improvement. Income does not only come from luck or circumstance. It comes from competence and the ability to create value that others are willing to pay for. Start by identifying skills that are in demand and likely to remain valuable over the next decades. Technology, communication, problem solving, leadership, and financial management are just a few examples. These skills are not trendy. They are fundamental. Learning them positions you for opportunities that provide financial security and growth. Spend your 3 hours daily investing in understanding the principles, practicing techniques, and refining your expertise. The process may be challenging, but the effort compounds. Every skill you develop today becomes a tool for income generation tomorrow. Avoid focusing on skills that only have short-term benefits or limited applicability. It is tempting to chase what is popular now, but those skills may become obsolete quickly. Instead, invest in skills that solve problems, improve efficiency, or create value for others consistently. These skills remain relevant regardless of market trends. Dedicate time to mastering skills that allow you to contribute meaningfully in your work, business, or personal projects. Your ability to generate income in the future depends on your competence, confidence, and versatility. The skills you focus on today are the foundation of financial resilience and independence. Learning is most effective when it is structured and intentional. Identify specific topics, techniques, or abilities to study each day. Break them into manageable chunks. Focus on practice rather than theory alone. Skills grow through repetition, experimentation, and application. During your 3-hour block, dedicate time to understanding concepts deeply, Then apply them in real scenarios. Action reinforces learning and application accelerates mastery. The more you practice, the more you solidify your knowledge and expand your capacity to earn. It is critical to understand that skill development is a long-term investment. The 3 hours you dedicate each day may not produce immediate financial returns, but they create a compounding effect. Over months and years, these hours accumulate into expertise, confidence, and marketable ability. Future income is a direct reflection of the time and effort you commit to skill building today. Every minute spent learning is an investment that will pay dividends far beyond the immediate moment. Seek out mentors, courses, books, and resources that enhance your understanding. Learning from those who have already succeeded accelerates your progress. Observe how experts apply skills in real situations and adapt their methods to your context. Interaction with skilled individuals provides insight, reduces trial and error time, and exposes you to advanced strategies. The knowledge you acquire through deliberate study and mentorship directly influences your capacity to earn more, solve problems faster, and make better decisions. Diversify your skills. Do not rely on a single area of expertise. In the modern economy, versatility provides security. By learning complementary skills, you increase your ability to create multiple income streams. For example, combining technical skills with communication or leadership capabilities allows you to manage projects, lead teams, or start ventures that generate income in various ways. Each skill multiplies the value of the others, creating opportunities that a single skill alone could not provide. 3 hours a day is sufficient to layer multiple skills progressively, provided you maintain focus and discipline. Deliberate practice is essential. Passive exposure to information is not enough. Reading, watching videos, or attending lectures without active practice does not develop mastery. Apply what you learn consistently. Solve problems, complete projects, and test your abilities regularly. Mistakes are part of the process. Each mistake provides insight into areas of improvement. Focus on refining techniques and building competence, not just accumulating knowledge. Competence produces confidence, and confidence attracts opportunities that lead to higher income. The value of learning skills that increase future income also lies in adaptability. The world changes rapidly. Industries evolve, technologies emerge, and new challenges arise. The person with a solid foundation of relevant skills can adapt quickly, seize opportunities, and thrive despite uncertainty. Dedicate your 3 hours to staying current, upgrading abilities, and experimenting with emerging tools or methods. Adaptability increases resilience and ensures that your earning potential is not limited by changes in the market or profession. Set measurable milestones for your skill development. Identify clear targets to achieve weekly, monthly, and yearly. Break down large skills into smaller components and track progress meticulously. Measurement provides accountability, motivation, and a sense of accomplishment. Seeing improvement reinforces consistency and strengthens the habit of focused learning. It also ensures that your effort is producing tangible outcomes, preparing you for higher value roles or ventures that increase income over time. Networking enhances skill application. Connect with people who challenge your thinking and provide opportunities to practice what you learn. Collaboration, feedback, and exposure to diverse perspectives accelerate growth. The more you interact with individuals who use your target skills professionally, the more insight you gain into practical applications and industry standards. Relationships amplify your skill value, creating pathways to positions, contracts, or partnerships that directly affect your financial growth. Time management is critical when learning high-value skills. 3 focused hours a day may be the difference between mediocrity and mastery. Avoid distractions, structure your schedule, and commit to consistency. Every uninterrupted hour of concentrated effort produces results exponentially higher than fragmented or sporadic practice. Consistency beats intensity in skill development. Over time, Your accumulated hours produce expertise that sets you apart from peers and competitors. Embrace challenges during skill building. Difficult tasks, complex problems, and unfamiliar situations are opportunities to deepen understanding. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. The skills that increase income the most are those that require persistence, adaptability, and critical thinking. The 3 hours you dedicate daily should push you slightly beyond your current capacity, forcing learning, experimentation, and improvement. This deliberate stretching builds capability, resilience, and confidence, all of which are essential for long-term income growth. Document your learning process. Take notes, summarize key points, and track progress. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, consolidate knowledge, and recognize strengths and weaknesses. When you review your documentation regularly, you gain clarity on how much you have grown, which reinforces motivation and ensures that your learning remains purposeful. Documentation also allows you to revisit skills after months or years, refreshing your expertise without starting from scratch. Combine technical proficiency with soft skills, communication, negotiation, leadership, and critical thinking. Enhance the monetary value of any skill. Mastery of a technical skill is powerful, but the ability to apply it effectively in interactions, presentations, and decisions multiplies income potential. Dedicate part of your daily learning to strengthening these complementary abilities. Income is not determined solely by what you know, but by how effectively you can leverage your knowledge in real-world situations. Maintain curiosity and a growth mindset. Skill development requires openness to new methods, continuous learning, and humility to accept feedback. Those who remain curious adapt faster, learn more efficiently, and seize opportunities others overlook. Approach your 3 hours with purpose and enthusiasm. Embrace learning as a tool for freedom, influence, and wealth creation. The process of skill acquisition is cumulative. Each day, the hours you invest add to your competence. Months and years of focused effort produce expertise, positioning you to earn at higher levels, negotiate better terms, and create income streams that others can. The trajectory of your financial future is built on these deliberate, consistent, and strategic actions. Every hour of learning compounds into results that can sustain and multiply your income for decades. Prioritize high-impact skills. Evaluate the potential return of each skill in terms of income generation and opportunity creation. Focus on those that offer the greatest long-term benefit. Apply the Pareto principle to skill development. Invest your time in the 20% of skills that produce 80% of value. This strategic focus ensures that your 3-hour daily investment produces maximum results. Learning skills that increase future income is about intentionality, discipline, and foresight. It is about understanding the value of time, focusing on actions that multiply opportunities, and committing to mastery. 3 hours a day, when applied consistently over months and years, creates a compounding effect that is difficult to achieve through any other means. Income is not simply earned. It is cultivated through knowledge, expertise, and the ability to apply skills effectively in a changing world. Every skill you build today shapes your earning potential tomorrow. Dedicate your energy to learning, practicing, and applying skills that hold long-term value. Align your effort with future opportunities. Track progress, reflect regularly, adapt when necessary, and push beyond comfort zone. The habits you form in skill development, the depth of knowledge you acquire, and the consistency of practice define not only your income, but the quality of life you will experience in the decades to come. Number 4, track your time to avoid wasting precious hours. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and once it passes, it can never be regained. Every minute counts, especially when you are committing 3 hours daily to shape the next 30 years of your life. Tracking your time is not a simple exercise. It is a discipline that separates those who achieve lasting results from those who drift through life. Understanding where your time goes allows you to take control, make better decisions, and ensure that every action moves you closer to your long-term goals. Begin by observing your daily activities. Many people believe they are productive, but without accurate measurement, they often overestimate their efficiency. Keep a detailed record of how you spend each hour. Note work tasks, leisure activities, interruptions, and idle time. This awareness creates a baseline from which improvement can begin. By tracking time, you uncover patterns, distractions, and areas of inefficiency that are silently consuming your potential. The first step in effective time management is knowing exactly where your energy and attention are going. Use tools and methods that suit your style. Some prefer digital trackers, apps, or timers. Others find pen and paper more effective. The goal is clarity. The method is secondary. What matters is that you can see your day broken into precise segments. When you analyze this data, you will find opportunities to reduce wasted hours and redirect focus toward high-impact actions. The process may feel tedious initially, but it quickly becomes a habit that gives control over every moment you invest in your growth. Prioritize activities based on their value. Not all tasks carry the same weight. Some actions produce long-term benefits, while others yield little to no progress toward your vision. Learning to distinguish between high-value and low-value activities is essential. Once you identify these, allocate the majority of your 3 hours to tasks that directly contribute to your future. Low-value tasks can be minimized, delegated, or eliminated entirely. When you intentionally focus on what matters most, productivity is no longer random. It becomes a predictable outcome of strategic decisions. Interruptions are among the biggest thieves of time. Phones, notifications, social media, and unplanned meetings erode focus and energy. Track when and why these interruptions occur, then implement strategies to minimize them. Set boundaries for your work sessions. Create a quiet environment and schedule focus blocks for deep work. By controlling your environment and anticipating distractions, you protect the hours you dedicate to building the life you want. Every uninterrupted hour is exponentially more productive than fragmented periods of effort. Time tracking also highlights hidden inefficiency. Tasks that seem minor or routine can accumulate into hours lost over weeks and months. Simple activities like checking emails too frequently, scrolling social media, or attending unnecessary meetings quietly consume energy and focus. When you track time meticulously, these losses become visible, and you can take deliberate action to reduce them. Replacing low-impact activities with focused, purposeful actions compounds results over decades, transforming small adjustments into significant advantages. Reflection is an essential part of time tracking. After monitoring your daily routine, take time to evaluate the data. Identify trends, understand what drains your energy, and pinpoint tasks that create the most progress. Use these insights to reorganize your schedule, refine priorities, and optimize efficiency. Reflection ensures that tracking is not a passive activity, but an active tool for improvement. Awareness alone is not enough. Deliberate adjustment and strategic planning are what turn time tracking into a catalyst for success. Batching similar tasks can save enormous amounts of time. Grouping related activities allows your mind to focus deeply and reduces the energy lost when switching between unrelated tasks. When you structure your day to complete similar work consecutively, efficiency increases and mental clarity improves. 3 focused hours can achieve far more when structured intelligently, rather than scattered across many disconnected activities. The compounding effect of focused effort is magnified by thoughtful organization and time awareness. Set strict limits for activities that provide minimal return. Time tracking makes these limits clear and measurable. For example, you may allocate only 15 minutes to social media or leisure browsing during the day, freeing the majority of your hours for meaningful work. Discipline is easier when it is informed by accurate data. Knowing exactly how much time is spent on low-value activities creates accountability and encourages intentional choices. This prevents unconscious drift and ensures that energy is directed toward progress and growth. Time tracking also improves decision-making. When you understand how long tasks take and their impact, you can make informed choices about where to invest your energy. You learn to say no to commitments that consume time without yielding meaningful results. Each hour becomes a resource to allocate with purpose. The 3 hours you dedicate daily should never be treated casually. Every moment is an investment with potential long-term returns. And tracking ensures that investment is made wisely. Patterns emerge when time is tracked consistently. You begin to see which hours of the day are most productive, when your energy peaks, and which periods are prone to distraction. Adjust your schedule to align challenging tasks with peak focus periods, and reserve lower energy times for simpler activity. Awareness of your own rhythms allows you to optimize performance naturally. High-impact work done at the right time maximizes results, and ensures that each hour contributes fully to your long-term vision. Long-term success requires consistent. Tracking time is not a one-day activity. It is a daily habit. Consistent awareness prevents drift and keeps your priorities aligned with your goals. Small inefficiencies, when repeated daily, add up into years of lost opportunity. Conversely, consistent focus and disciplined allocation of time produce compounding benefits. Every 3-hour session tracked, measured, and optimized strengthens the foundation for future success. Accountability amplifies the effectiveness of time tracking. Share your schedule or progress with a trusted individual, or maintain a visible record for yourself. Accountability ensures that tracking becomes more than observation. It becomes commitment. You are more likely to respect the hours you dedicate when they are monitored and evaluated regularly. Accountability, combined with reflection and intentional action, transforms time from a passive resource into a strategic tool for building a life of achievement. Time tracking also enhances your ability to delegate and outsource. Once you understand the value of your hours and the tasks that consume them, you can identify areas where others can handle responsibilities. Delegating low-value work frees your energy for high-impact actions that require your skills and focus. Learning to invest your time wisely is as critical as developing the skills that generate income. Time, like money, must be allocated strategically to maximize returns. Awareness of time fosters mindfulness. When you know exactly how your hours are spent, you begin to notice wasted moments, unconscious scrolling, and unfocused activity. Mindfulness strengthens discipline, concentration, and purpose. Each minute becomes intentional. The 3 hours you dedicate daily are not just a block of time. They are an opportunity to advance your life measurably, and awareness ensures that every second is spent in alignment with your vision. Time tracking allows you to evaluate progress toward goals continuously. By measuring hours spent on productive versus non-productive activities, you can ensure alignment with long-term objectives. Metrics provide clarity, reduce uncertainty, and motivate consistent action. You are not guessing where your efforts go. You are actively managing them. Tracking converts abstract ambition into measurable, controllable steps. Each session, each hour, each action contributes to building a future shaped by deliberate effort rather than chance. Every hour accounted for provides insight into priority. Tracking time forces evaluation of how much is devoted to skill development, relationship building, health, and financial growth. It exposes areas that may have been neglected and highlights opportunities to improve balance. Proper allocation ensures that no aspect of life is ignored, and that growth occurs in all areas necessary for long-term success. Awareness, adjustment, and focus are the tools that convert time into meaningful progress. The 3 hours you dedicate each day become exponentially more powerful when tracked. You understand where effort is effective, where it is wasted, and where improvement is possible. Time tracking transforms these hours from a vague intention into precise, accountable action. It allows for strategic planning, disciplined execution, and ongoing optimization over months and years.
The cumulative effect of properly tracked and managed time determines the quality of your life, the level of achievement, and the fulfillment you experience. Tracking time also instills respect for the resource itself. When every hour is accounted for, you become conscious of opportunities lost and the need to act intentionally. This awareness reinforces discipline and motivates focused effort. The process transforms perception, turning time into a tangible asset to protect and maximize. Careful management of your hours ensures that the life you build is deliberate, productive, and aligned with your highest ambition. Awareness, structure, prioritization, reflection, and accountability converge when you track time effectively. This discipline transforms ordinary days into purposeful growth, turning fleeting moments into investments that compound over years. The 3 hours you dedicate daily, when tracked and optimized, serve as a cornerstone for long-term success. Every hour accounted for, every action measured, and every adjustment made compounds into decades of achievement, influence, and personal growth.
Number 5. Set measurable milestones for every year of growth. Growth without measurement is directionless. To ensure progress and maintain motivation, it is crucial to set measurable milestones for every year. These milestones act as checkpoints that allow you to evaluate where you are, how far you have come, and what adjustments are necessary to stay on track. They are not abstract targets or vague intentions. Each milestone should be precise, quantifiable, and directly linked to your long-term vision. By committing to this practice, you gain clarity, focus, and a concrete framework for consistent advancement. Begin by defining the major goals you want to achieve in the next 30 years. Break these goals down into smaller, yearly objectives. This process makes long-term ambitions manageable and prevents overwhelm. Each year should have clear targets that are challenging but attainable. These milestones serve as guiding posts that keep your actions aligned with your overarching vision. Without this breakdown, you risk drifting, working hard without real results, or failing to recognize progress that has already been made. Quantifiable metrics are essential. You must be able to measure success objectively. For instance, instead of setting a goal like improve my business skills, define a measurable outcome such as complete 3 professional courses and apply their concepts in projects by December. Specific numbers, dates, and deliverables provide a framework for accountability. When you can measure your progress, you gain insight into what strategies work, where improvements are needed, and how your effort translates into tangible results. Yearly milestones also create motivation. Human beings are naturally driven by accomplishment. Long-term goals can feel distant and abstract, making it easy to lose momentum. Milestones provide a sense of immediate achievement. Each time you reach a milestone, you experience progress, reinforcement, and confidence. This positive feedback fuels continued effort. By mapping milestones for each year, you create a chain of victories that keeps motivation high and sustains long-term commitment. Tracking progress requires discipline and consistent review. Set aside time periodically to assess your achievements relative to your milestone. Analyze what worked, what didn't, and what strategies require adjustment. Reflection transforms experience into learning, and learning into better results. Milestones are only effective if they are actively monitored. This process ensures that your actions remain aligned with your priorities and that no year passes without measurable advancement toward your ultimate objectives. Milestones should address multiple areas of your life: financial, personal development, health, relationships, and professional skills all deserve clear, measurable objectives. A comprehensive approach ensures balanced growth and prevents neglect of critical aspects of life. For example, a milestone might include saving a specific amount, completing a skill development course, exercising consistently, or enhancing a meaningful relationship. Each measurable target adds structure and purpose to your daily actions, reinforcing the connection between effort and long-term success. Create milestones that challenge you to stretch beyond comfort zones. Safe or easily attainable objectives do not drive significant growth. Milestones should push your limits, expand your capabilities, and develop resilience. Challenging targets force you to improve skills, strengthen discipline, and adopt new strategies. The satisfaction of achieving ambitious milestones strengthens confidence and prepares you for increasingly demanding goals in subsequent years. Progress is not built in complacency but in deliberate effort and strategic challenges. Clarity in milestone setting improves decision-making. When you know what each year requires, it becomes easier to prioritize tasks, allocate resources, and make daily choices that align with your objectives. Every action can be evaluated against its contribution to your yearly target. This clarity eliminates distractions, reduces wasted effort, and ensures that your time is invested in what truly matters. Decisions become faster, more intentional, and more effective when guided by clearly defined milestones. Milestones also enable flexibility and adaptation. While the targets should be specific and measurable, circumstances may change over time. Review and adjust milestones when necessary, without compromising the long-term vision. Flexibility ensures that progress continues even when unexpected challenges arise. Adapting strategies while maintaining focus on measurable outcomes allows consistent growth. This balance between structure and adaptability ensures that yearly milestones remain realistic, achievable, and meaningful in dynamic environments. Visualization reinforces milestone effectiveness. Regularly picture the successful completion of each target. Mental rehearsal strengthens focus, motivation, and commitment. When you see the desired result clearly, your actions naturally align with visualization. Also enhances problem solving, because your mind begins to anticipate obstacles and generate solutions before they appear. By imagining milestones as already achieved, you create a mental roadmap that drives consistent, purposeful action toward your goal. Accountability amplifies milestone achievement. Share your yearly objectives with mentors, peers, or trusted individuals who can provide guidance, feedback, and encouragement. External accountability reinforces internal discipline, increases commitment, and reduces the likelihood of procrastination. Tracking milestones publicly or with a partner ensures that you remain responsible for your progress. Support and feedback provide insight that strengthens your strategies and accelerates the achievement of measurable outcomes. Prioritize milestones strategically. Not every target carries the same weight in terms of impact on your long-term vision. Focus on objectives that generate the most significant return in skills, income, influence, or personal fulfillment. High-impact milestones create momentum, open opportunities, and compound results over time. Careful selection of priorities ensures that your effort during each year maximizes the value of your 3-hour daily investment. Each milestone should contribute meaningfully to building a life of achievement, freedom, and influence. Breaking milestones into smaller tasks makes them manageable and actionable. Large objectives can be overwhelming and lead to inaction. Divide each yearly target into monthly, weekly, and even daily subtasks. These smaller actions are easier to complete consistently, and their accumulation produces the larger goal. This approach provides clarity, maintains motivation, and ensures progress is continuous. Incremental achievements build confidence and create a visible path toward long-term success. Documentations strengthens milestone effectiveness. Record progress, strategies, and lessons learned regularly. Journaling achievements, setbacks, and reflections provides insight into patterns, identifies areas of improvement, and preserves knowledge for future planning. Documentation ensures that you do not repeat mistakes and reinforces what works effectively. Reviewing records from previous milestones allows smarter planning for the next objectives, creating a continuous cycle of improvement and measurable growth. Milestones also enhance focus. When you know exactly what each year requires, it is easier to ignore distractions and devote energy to high-value activities. Focused effort produces results exponentially greater than scattered or unfocused work. The daily 3-hour investment becomes highly productive
when guided by clearly defined annual targets. Every action, decision, and strategy aligns with measurable outcomes, increasing efficiency and effectiveness in pursuit of your long-term vision. Celebrate progress appropriately. Achieving a milestone, even a small one, provides motivation and reinforces consistency. Acknowledgement of success strengthens commitment, builds confidence, and energizes continued effort. Recognition does not require extravagance. Even personal acknowledgement or brief reflection reinforces the sense of accomplishment. Milestones, when celebrated, create a positive feedback loop that maintains momentum throughout the years. Consider both quantitative and qualitative measures in your milestones. Income, savings, skills acquired, or tasks completed are measurable, but personal growth, resilience, leadership, and relationships also deserve tracking. Define clear criteria for assessing qualitative aspects to ensure holistic development. Balanced milestones prevent neglect of critical life dimensions and ensure progress is meaningful across multiple areas. This comprehensive approach strengthens long-term satisfaction and achievement. Consistency in monitoring and adjusting milestones is crucial. Regular review ensures that progress is maintained and that strategies remain effective. Weekly and monthly evaluations allow early detection of deviations, enabling corrections before significant setbacks occur. Monitoring progress ensures alignment with overall objectives and prevents small errors from compounding into larger problems over time. This process of continuous evaluations strengthens discipline and builds confidence in your ability to achieve targets. Milestones create a sense of urgency. When objectives are tied to specific timeframes, you are motivated to act deliberately and avoid procrastination. The passage of time becomes a signal to take consistent action rather than delay important tasks. Yearly deadlines transform abstract goals into tangible commitments, creating accountability and reinforcing discipline. This urgency ensures that your daily 3-hour investment translates into measurable, meaningful progress toward your long-term vision. Clarity in milestone setting empowers decision-making. When faced with choices, you can evaluate them against whether they bring you closer to or farther from your yearly targets. This framework simplifies decision-making, reduces indecision, and increases efficiency. Every choice becomes an opportunity to reinforce progress, maintain momentum, and invest energy where it matters most. Strategic alignment of actions with measurable milestones maximizes the effectiveness of your effort. The accumulation of yearly milestones compounds into extraordinary long-term growth. Each milestone achieved builds skills, knowledge, confidence, and results. The 3 hours dedicated each day, guided by annual objectives, ensures that every moment contributes to meaningful progress. Over decades, the disciplined pursuit of measurable milestones creates a life of achievement, influence, and fulfillment, shaped by deliberate action and consistent, measurable growth.
Number 6, prioritize high-impact tasks that shape long-term results. The ability to prioritize high-impact tasks is what separates individuals who achieve extraordinary results from those who remain busy without progress. It is not about how many tasks you complete, but about which tasks you focus on. High-impact activities are those that contribute most significantly to your long-term goals, create momentum, and produce measurable results. Every decision you make about how to spend your time should be evaluated against its potential impact. The 3 hours you dedicate daily can transform your future if spent on actions that truly matter. Start by identifying the activities that have the greatest influence on your objectives. These tasks often require effort, focus, and sometimes discomfort, but they yield exponential benefits over time. Avoid becoming trapped in low-value work that feels productive, but does not contribute meaningfully to your vision. Time and energy are limited resources. Allocating them to the most impactful tasks maximizes the results of your effort, and ensures that every action moves you closer to your goals. Evaluate tasks based on outcomes, not activity. Busy work, minor errands, and repetitive tasks consume energy without creating significant value. High-impact tasks, on the other hand, directly affect your growth, income, relationships, or influence. Focus on actions that produce leverage, meaning that a relatively small effort generates substantial results. These are the decisions, projects, or efforts that multiply over time, shaping your long-term success and accelerating progress. Discipline is essential in prioritization. It is easy to be distracted by urgent but low-impact activity. Recognize the difference between what feels urgent and what is genuinely important. High-impact tasks often require planning, focus, and consistent effort, but they produce the results that define your future. By consistently choosing these tasks over minor distractions, you reinforce habits of productivity, effectiveness, and strategic thinking. Break down high-impact tasks into actionable steps. Large objectives can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination. By dividing them into smaller, manageable actions, you maintain momentum and reduce resistance. Each completed step is a measurable contribution to the overall objective. This structured approach ensures that progress continues consistently and that each day's effort contributes to meaningful long-term results. Incremental completion builds confidence and maintains motivation, making the path to success clear and attainable. Use a system to organize and rank tasks by priority. Techniques such as the Eisenhower matrix, which distinguishes urgent from important tasks, help clarify focus. Tasks that have the highest potential to shape your future should occupy the top of your list. Allocating your daily 3 hours to these priorities ensures that your energy is invested where it produces the greatest return. Organization transforms intention into action, enabling you to maximize the value of your time. High-impact tasks often require learning, preparation, or strategic thinking. Dedicate time to develop the skills, knowledge, and resources needed to execute effectively. This may involve research, practice, or acquiring expertise. Investing in preparation increases the likelihood of success and amplifies the impact of your actions. Consistent effort on high-value tasks compounds over time, producing results that far exceed the effort required for low-impact activities. Focus is crucial for high-impact work. Multitasking or switching frequently between unrelated tasks reduces efficiency and diminishes results. Concentrate on completing one high-impact task at a time with full attention. Deep work produces quality outcomes, builds skill, and strengthens discipline. The 3 hours you dedicate daily should be structured for uninterrupted focus on priority actions. When your mind is fully engaged, productivity and effectiveness are significantly higher. Monitor the outcomes of your tasks regularly. High-impact work produces measurable results. Track progress, evaluate effectiveness, and adjust strategies when necessary. Reflection ensures that your effort remains aligned with your long-term objectives and allows you to optimize methods for better results. Tasks that do not yield impact should be reevaluated or replaced with more productive alternatives. Constant evaluation guarantees that your actions remain purposeful and effective. Time blocking is a powerful strategy for prioritizing high-impact tasks. Allocate specific hours for critical activities, free from interruptions. When tasks have designated time, focus increases, and progress becomes predictable. Structured scheduling ensures that essential work receives the attention it deserves, preventing minor tasks from consuming disproportionate time. Over weeks and months, disciplined allocation of time to high-value tasks produces compounding growth and measurable outcomes. High-impact tasks often require making difficult choices. Saying no to distractions, lower priority activities, or unimportant commitments is necessary. Every decision should be evaluated based on its contribution to your long-term vision. By consciously eliminating activities that do not produce meaningful results, you free energy and time for the tasks that truly matter. This selective approach builds clarity, purpose, and strategic advantage over those who react to every demand on their attention. Leverage strengths to maximize impact. Focus on tasks where your skills, experience, and knowledge create the greatest results. High-impact activities are often aligned with personal strengths, allowing you to work efficiently and achieve more significant outcomes. Identify areas where you have the greatest potential to influence results and dedicate time to those priorities. Skillful execution of high-value tasks produces outcomes that multiply over time and accelerate progress toward your long-term goal. High-impact tasks often have delayed results, but the payoff is substantial. Understand that immediate gratification is not always an indicator of value. Some efforts take time to materialize, yet they shape the foundation for future success. Patience, consistency, and dedication are essential. By committing to meaningful work now, you ensure that the next years and decades of your life are built on strong, productive foundations. Delayed outcomes should not discourage effort. They signify investment in significant growth. Review and adjust priorities regularly. Life circumstances, goals, and opportunities evolve over time. What was high impact last month may need reevaluation today. Frequent assessment ensures that your focus remains on the most consequential tasks. Adaptability ensures that your 3-hour daily commitment continues to produce the highest possible results. Flexibility combined with clear evaluation allows consistent alignment with your long-term vision. High-impact tasks often require collaboration and delegation. Recognize where others can assist or contribute to maximize results. Strategic delegation allows you to focus on the areas where your effort produces the highest return. Collaboration enhances efficiency, brings additional perspectives, and accelerates progress. Knowing which tasks to delegate and which to handle personally ensures that your energy is invested in actions with the greatest potential for long-term impact. Prioritization strengthens decision-making under pressure. When multiple demands compete for attention, clarity on which tasks shape future outcomes allows quick, confident choices. High-impact prioritization reduces wasted energy, prevents indecision, and ensures consistent progress. The ability to identify what truly matters and act decisively separates high achievers from those who spend years reacting rather than advancing. Each decision, when guided by impact, reinforces progress toward your ultimate goals. Document outcomes from high-impact tasks. Record lessons learned, strategies applied, and results achieved. Documentation provides insight, strengthens skills, and informs future decision-making. Understanding what produces results allows replication and continuous improvement. This reflective practice enhances efficiency, reduces errors, and ensures that your efforts continue to compound positively over time. Accurate records also serve as a motivational tool, demonstrating the tangible results of dedicated, focused work. Energy management is critical. High-impact tasks require physical, mental, and emotional capacity. Structure your day to tackle challenging priorities when energy is highest. Avoid exhausting yourself on minor tasks first, reserving peak performance periods for work that drives long-term results. Proper energy allocation increases output, quality, and consistency. 3 hours of focused, high-energy work produces exponentially greater results than 8 hours of unfocused, low-energy activity. High-impact tasks are inherently strategic. They require thinking beyond immediate actions to consider long-term effects, ripple impacts, and cumulative benefits. Approach each priority with foresight, planning, and attention to consequence. Strategic execution ensures that your effort compounds over time, building momentum, skill, and measurable results. Every decision, action, and step in high-impact work should align with long-term objectives, shaping your future effectively and intentionally. Consistency in prioritizing high-impact tasks compounds results. Daily, focused effort adds up over months and years. By making this discipline habitual, you create a system where long-term goals are steadily advanced. Momentum builds through repeated,
Intentional action. The 3 hours dedicated each day, if consistently applied to tasks that truly matter, ensures that the outcomes achieved are significant, sustainable, and transformative over decades. Accountability reinforces prioritization, sharing your objectives, and high-impact focus with mentors, colleagues, or peers increases commitment. External accountability strengthens internal discipline and ensures tasks are completed with attention and effort. Feedback provides insight, improves execution, and confirms alignment with long-term goals. High-impact prioritization is amplified when combined with evaluation and guidance from trusted sources. Prioritizing high-impact tasks is about intentionality, foresight, and disciplined execution. It requires selecting actions that create the greatest leverage, focusing energy strategically, and maintaining consistency. The 3 hours each day, when committed to meaningful work, accumulate into remarkable long-term results. This approach transforms time, effort, and decision-making into a system that consistently shapes success, influence, and personal growth across years and decades.
Number 7. Review your finances and plan investments strategically. Managing finances effectively is one of the most important actions you can take to shape the next 30 years of your life. Without a clear understanding of your current financial situation, long-term planning becomes nearly impossible. Reviewing your finances is the first step in taking control of your money, making informed decisions, and creating a roadmap for growth. Begin by assessing all aspects of your financial life: income, expenses, debts, savings, and assets. This assessment provides clarity and reveals opportunities to optimize resources, reduce waste, and allocate funds more effectively. Start with tracking your income sources. Know exactly how much you earn from every channel, whether it is salary, business revenue, or passive income. Understanding your inflows helps you determine how much you can save, invest, and allocate toward future goals. Accurate knowledge of your earnings is the foundation for financial planning and allows you to make decisions with confidence rather than guessing or relying on estimates. Next, evaluate your expenses meticulously. Record every outgoing payment, including bills, subscriptions, discretionary spending, and irregular costs. Categorize expenses into essential and non-essential items. This process exposes areas where you can cut unnecessary costs and redirect funds toward higher priority objectives. Often people underestimate how small recurring expenditures accumulate over time. By tracking expenses, you reclaim control over your money and create opportunities to accelerate wealth creation. Debt assessment is crucial. Review any loans, credit card balances, or financial obligations. Understanding interest rates, repayment terms, and outstanding balances allows you to strategize effectively. Focus on reducing high-interest debt first, as it erodes your ability to save and invest efficiently. Managing debt responsibly is a foundational step toward financial freedom and positions you to leverage resources for long-term growth instead of being burdened by liabilities. Once your financial status is clear, define short-term and long-term objectives. Short-term goals might include building an emergency fund, paying off specific debts, or saving for a particular purchase. Long-term goals involve retirement, wealth accumulation, property acquisition, or building a diversified investment portfolio. Clear objectives provide direction, purpose, and motivation. Every financial decision should align with these targets to ensure resources are used strategically and effectively. Investments are the key to growing wealth over time. Begin by educating yourself on different investment options, including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, and retirement accounts. Each investment type carries distinct risks, returns, and timeline. Understanding these differences allows you to select options that match your risk tolerance, time horizon, and financial goals. Investment knowledge transforms money from a static resource into a tool for long-term growth, generating income and building security. Diversification is essential. Avoid putting all your money into a single investment. Spread resources across multiple avenues to reduce risk and increase the likelihood of consistent returns. Diversified portfolios balance volatility and growth potential,
protecting your wealth against market fluctuation. Strategic allocation ensures that losses in one area are mitigated by gains in another, providing stability and sustained progress toward long-term objectives. Create a plan for regular contributions to investments. Treat this as a non-negotiable habit, similar to paying bills. Automating contributions ensures consistency, removes the temptation to spend funds elsewhere, and allows compounding to work effectively over time. Even modest discipline investments made regularly grow substantially through compound. The key is persistence, consistency, and maintaining a long-term perspective. Review and adjust your portfolio periodically. Markets change, economic conditions fluctuate, and personal circumstances evolve. Evaluate the performance of each investment, reassess risk tolerance, and make necessary adjustments. Regular review ensures that your portfolio remains aligned with goals and adapts to external conditions. Strategic adjustments prevent stagnation and maintain the trajectory of wealth growth over decades. Risk management is critical. Understand the potential downsides of each investment and have contingency plans in place. Diversification helps, but also consider insurance, emergency funds, and liquidity needs. Protecting your financial foundation ensures that unforeseen events do not derail long-term plans. Strategic risk management balances opportunity with security, allowing growth without jeopardizing stability. Prioritize high-return opportunities intelligently. While riskier investments can provide greater rewards, they should be approached with careful analysis, knowledge, and preparation. Evaluate potential returns against possible losses and time horizon. Avoid impulsive decisions based on speculation, trends, or emotion. Strategic evaluation ensures that investment choices contribute meaningfully to long-term objectives, while minimizing unnecessary exposure to risk. Track your net worth over time. Regularly calculate assets minus liabilities to understand financial progress. Net worth tracking reveals growth patterns, identifies bottlenecks, and motivates continued effort. It provides a tangible measure of how financial decisions translate into real wealth accumulation. Monitoring progress allows you to celebrate milestones, make informed adjustments, and maintain focus on long-term results. Tax planning should be an integral part of your strategy. Understanding how different investments and income sources are taxed allows you to optimize return. Explore options like tax advantage accounts, deductions, and credits that reduce liabilities legally. Strategic tax planning ensures that a greater portion of your money remains invested in working toward your goals rather than being lost unnecessarily to tax. Emergency funds are a non-negotiable component. Set aside sufficient liquid savings to cover unexpected expenses, such as medical emergencies, repairs, or temporary income loss. An emergency fund provides security, reduces stress, and prevents high-interest borrowing in times of need. This financial cushion allows you to pursue investments and long-term strategies with confidence, knowing that short-term challenges will not derail progress. Education is continuous. Stay informed about financial trends, market conditions, and investment strategy. Knowledge enhances decision-making, reduces mistakes, and increases the ability to capitalize on opportunities. Reading books, attending seminars, consulting professionals, and following reliable financial resources ensures that decisions are informed and strategic. Continuous learning allows adaptation in a dynamic financial environment, strengthening long-term wealth accumulation. Leverage compounding actively. The earlier and more consistently you invest, the greater the impact of compound growth. Small, disciplined contributions grow exponentially over time, creating substantial wealth. 3 hours dedicated to reviewing finances and planning investments can set up habits that multiply returns decades later. The power of compounding rewards patience, persistence, and consistent action, transforming small efforts today into significant financial outcomes in the future. Strategic allocation also involves balancing short-term needs with long-term goals. Avoid overcommitting to investments that tie up liquidity unnecessarily, while ensuring that resources are actively working toward growth. Planning for both present security and future opportunity creates stability and reduces stress. Allocation decisions should always consider time horizons, risk, and overall financial objectives. Seek professional guidance. When necessary, financial advisors, tax specialists, and investment consultants provide expertise that enhances decision-making. Professional input can identify opportunities, prevent costly mistakes, and optimize strategy. Collaboration with experts ensures that your 3-hour investment in planning produces maximum results, and that your financial strategy aligns with long-term ambition. Regularly evaluate lifestyle choices, spending habits, consumption patterns, and financial discipline directly affect investment potential. Prioritize spending that aligns with long-term objectives and minimizes waste. Conscious financial behavior supports strategic investment, amplifies returns, and accelerates wealth accumulation. Lifestyle alignment ensures that day-to-day actions reinforce rather than undermine long-term goals. Set clear financial goals for each year. Annual targets for savings, investments, and debt reduction provide focus and accountability. Measurable objectives allow progress to be monitored, adjustments to be made, and motivation to remain high. Without defined annual targets, strategic financial planning loses structure and becomes reactive rather than intentional. Clear goals create a roadmap for systematic growth. Combine active and passive strategy. Active management involves researching, adjusting, and selecting investments, while passive strategies include long-term index funds or automated contribution. Balancing both approaches leverages your time effectively and ensures that wealth grows steadily while minimizing unnecessary effort or oversight. Strategic combination enhances efficiency and supports sustainable long-term results. Patience and discipline are essential. Financial growth is a long-term process that requires consistency, informed decisions, and resilience in the face of market fluctuations. Emotional decisions, panic, or overreaction can compromise strategic plans. Staying committed to a disciplined approach ensures that the 3 hours invested daily in reviewing finances and planning investments compound into substantial, measurable results over decades. Regularly reviewing your finances, planning investments strategically, and maintaining discipline create a strong foundation for long-term wealth. Each decision, contribution, and adjustment shapes the next 30 years of your life. Strategic financial planning transforms uncertainty into opportunity, turning money from a passive resource into a tool for freedom, security, and growth. Focused action, continuous learning, and deliberate investment decisions ensure that your financial future is built deliberately, efficiently, and powerfully.
Number 8, eliminate distractions that steal energy and reduce focus. Distractions are the silent thieves of productivity and success. Every interruption, whether external or internal, diminishes energy, breaks concentration, and slows progress. When committing 3 hours each day to shape the next 30 years of your life, it is essential to protect this time fiercely. Eliminating distractions is not merely a convenience. It is a strategic decision that determines whether effort leads to meaningful results or dissipates without impact. Understanding what drains your energy and prevents focus is the first step toward reclaiming control over your time and potential. Begin by identifying all sources of distraction. These can range from notifications on your phone, social media, email, and unplanned meetings, to environmental noise, cluttered spaces, or even mental preoccupations. Take an honest inventory of everything that interrupts your flow or pulls attention away from priorities. Awareness is essential, because you cannot manage what you do not recognize. Tracking these disruptions over several days reveals patterns and highlights areas where energy is being lost unconsciously. Once identified, categorize distractions based on impact. Some are minor but frequent, like phone notifications, while others are major, like repeated interruptions from colleagues or continuous multitasking. Understanding the severity and frequency allows you to prioritize which distractions to eliminate first. The goal is to remove or reduce those that consume the most energy and time, ensuring that your focused hours are spent where they create the greatest results. Control your environment proactively. Physical surroundings greatly influence concentration and energy levels. Create a space that supports focus by removing clutter, minimizing noise, and arranging tools and resources within easy reach. A clean, organized environment reduces cognitive load and makes it easier to maintain attention on high-priority tasks. Small changes, such as turning off unnecessary devices, using noise-canceling headphones, or establishing a dedicated workspace, produce disproportionately large benefits in focus and efficiency. Set boundaries with others. People are often the most unpredictable source of interruption. Clearly communicate when you are unavailable for calls, messages, or social interactions during dedicated work periods. Establishing expectations around your focus time ensures that your hours are respected. When others understand that interruptions will reduce results, they are more likely to collaborate without breaking your concentration. Boundaries protect energy and reinforce the seriousness of your commitment to high-impact work. Internal distractions are equally important to manage. Thoughts unrelated to your tasks, anxiety, or daydreaming can fragment attention. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, or structured mental exercises help train your mind to remain present. Mental clarity enhances focus and allows sustained effort on priority activities. Being aware of wandering thoughts and gently redirecting attention cultivates discipline and strengthens the ability to work without succumbing to internal interruptions. Establish routines that minimize decision fatigue. Distractions often emerge when choices are abundant or unstructured. Planning your day in advance, creating to-do lists, and batching similar tasks reduces the mental load of constant decision-making. A clear routine ensures that your energy is directed toward meaningful work, rather than dissipated on minor, inconsequential decisions. Structured habits protect attention and maximize the productivity of every hour invested. Use technology wisely. While devices can enhance productivity, they are also a major source of distraction. Turn off unnecessary notifications, close irrelevant tabs, and use applications that support focus rather than interrupt it. Tools such as website blockers, task managers, and timers help maintain attention and reinforce disciplined work patterns. By controlling technology instead of letting it control you, energy is preserved for the tasks that truly matter. Time blocking enhances focus by assigning specific hours to high-priority tasks. Dedicate uninterrupted blocks of time to the work that drives long-term results. Inform yourself and others that this time is protected, and resist the temptation to switch tasks or respond to minor requests. Consistent practice of time blocking builds the habit of deep work and ensures that your daily investment of 3 hours is concentrated on outcomes that shape the future. Break large tasks into smaller steps to reduce procrastination. Distractions often arise when tasks feel overwhelming or ambiguous. Clearly defined actions reduce resistance, maintain momentum, and minimize the likelihood of seeking diversion. Each small, completed step reinforces progress and strengthens focus. When work is approachable and organized, tension is easier to maintain, and the mind is less tempted by unrelated activities or interruptions. Practice single tasking consistently. Multitasking is a hidden form of distraction that decreases efficiency and lowers quality of output. Focus fully on one high-impact activity at a time. Completing a task before moving to the next ensures energy is used effectively and results are achieved fast. Single tasking trains discipline and strengthens the ability to sustain attention over extended periods, amplifying the value of every hour invested. Set clear objectives for each work session,
Knowing exactly what you aim to achieve reduces aimlessness and limits opportunities for distraction. When objectives are specific, measurable, and actionable, the mind naturally aligns with the task at hand. Daily clarity provides direction, increases motivation, and diminishes the appeal of unrelated activity. Every hour spent becomes productive and purpose-driven, moving consistently toward long-term goals. Implement regular breaks strategically. Continuous work without rest reduces energy and concentration. Short, planned breaks rejuvenate focus and prevent mental fatigue. Use breaks to stretch, hydrate, or reset your mind. The key is intentionality. Breaks should refresh rather than serve as opportunities for distraction. Structured pauses maintain stamina, ensuring sustained attention and efficiency throughout dedicated work periods. Monitor progress and adjust strategies. Identify when distractions are recurring and determine their root causes. Experiment with techniques to reduce interruptions, such as repositioning your workspace, modifying schedules, or introducing accountability measures. Consistent evaluation and adjustment ensure that focus is maintained and energy is preserved. By refining strategies over time, you create an environment and routine that maximizes productivity and minimizes wasted effort. Declutter digital spaces, inboxes, desktop icons, and app notifications can subtly divert attention. Organize digital tools, unsubscribe from irrelevant communications, and streamline the digital environment. Reducing visual and informational noise strengthens concentration and allows full engagement with tasks that produce meaningful outcomes. A clean digital space complements physical organization, ensuring that all resources support focus rather than fragment attention. Cultivate self-discipline as a foundational skill. Eliminating distractions requires consistent practice, self-awareness, and the ability to resist immediate gratification. Discipline allows you to maintain attention on high-impact tasks, even when temptation arises. The stronger your self-control, the more productive your hours become, and the more effectively you transform effort into results. Discipline reinforces habits that sustain focus, energy, and long-term growth. Evaluate the energy cost of every activity. Some distractions are subtle, but drain vitality, leaving less capacity for meaningful work. Social media scrolling, excessive multitasking, and unnecessary interactions consume both attention and energy. Recognize which activities sap strength and consciously reduce or eliminate them. By preserving energy for priority tasks, your performance improves and results accumulate faster over time. Accountability enhances focus. Share goals and work sessions with a mentor, colleague, or trusted partner who can provide oversight. Knowing that your progress is observed creates motivation to avoid distractions and complete tasks efficiently. Accountability amplifies discipline, reinforces intentionality, and strengthens commitment to long-term objectives. External support helps maintain focus when internal resolve wanes. High-impact sessions require preparation. Before starting, gather all materials, remove potential interruptions, and set clear expectations. A prepared environment minimizes the chance of being derailed mid-task. Every element of your workspace and workflow should support focus rather than invite distraction. Preparation ensures that energy is channeled efficiently and that attention remains fixed on the activities that drive long-term results. Reflect on outcomes daily. Review accomplishments. Identify moments when attention lapsed, and recognize patterns of distraction. Reflection converts experience into insight, allowing strategies to improve continuous. Awareness of past interruptions strengthens the ability to maintain focus in the future and ensures that energy is preserved for high-value tasks. Learning from experience refines habits, strengthens discipline, and enhances productivity. Eliminating distractions is a combination of environment control, habit formation, and self-discipline. Consistently applying these strategies maximizes the value of every hour, strengthens focus, and ensures energy is spent on actions that build your future. The 3 hours you dedicate daily, when protected and optimized, accumulate into decades of meaningful progress, skill development, and achievement, creating a life shaped by intention, concentration, and consistent effort.
Number 9, create a morning routine that boosts daily productivity. The way you begin your day determines how the rest of it unfolds. A morning routine is more than a set of activities. It is a structure that prepares your mind, body, and energy for the hours ahead. When you create a routine that is intentional, consistent, and empowering, you set yourself up for greater productivity throughout the day. It is not about complexity, but about designing a system that works for you and aligns with your long-term goals. Those first moments after waking are a chance to take control before the world demands your attention. The first step in creating a strong morning routine is to wake up at a consistent time. Consistency helps regulate your body's natural rhythm and gives you a sense of control over your day. Waking up at the same hour each morning builds discipline, creates stability, and frees you from rushing. Early rising is not the only goal. The true aim is to have structured time to prepare yourself mentally and physically before facing external demands. By rising with intention, you begin the day on your terms, not in reaction to circumstances. After waking, hydrate immediately. Your body has gone hours without water, and rehydrating quickly restores energy, supports focus, and activates physical systems. This simple action gives you a sense of momentum and reminds you that productivity begins with small, deliberate choices. Neglecting basic needs often reduces concentration, but taking care of your body from the start sets a positive tone for everything that follows. Movement in the morning is essential. Whether through stretching, exercise, yoga, or a brisk walk, activating your body increases blood flow, sharpens focus, and elevates mood. Physical activity in the morning creates mental clarity that carries into work hours. Even 10 or 15 minutes of movement can transform energy levels and ensure you begin the day with strength rather than sluggishness. Consistent movement each morning builds resilience and maintains vitality for years to come. Mental preparation is equally important. Spend time reflecting, meditating, or practicing deep breathing to center your thoughts. A calm mind allows you to prioritize effectively and respond to challenges with clarity instead of stress. Morning mindfulness creates emotional stability and sharpens awareness. This quiet time is where you align your inner state with your external goals, reducing noise and strengthening focus before stepping into your daily tasks. Setting intentions for the day gives direction. Write down the top 3 priorities you must accomplish. Keeping this list short forces you to focus on what matters most. Instead of spreading energy across too many tasks, you concentrate on high-impact action. Reviewing these priorities in the morning ensures you approach your day with purpose and structure, minimizing wasted effort and maximizing results. Nutrition plays a role in productivity. Eating a balanced breakfast with wholesome foods provides fuel for your brain and body. Avoid heavy processed meals that drain energy. Instead, focus on foods that sustain you and keep your mind sharp. A good meal is an investment in your performance, ensuring you have the stamina to sustain focus through demanding hours. By nourishing your body properly in the morning, you prevent fatigue and create momentum. Minimize exposure to distractions during the early hours. Avoid checking social media, news, or emails immediately after waking. These activities put your mind in a reactive state and dilute focus before the day even begins. Protect your mornings as sacred time for self-preparation, reflection, and planning. By controlling inputs early, you maintain control over your mindset and energy rather than allowing external noise to dictate your direction. Reading or learning in the morning enriches your perspective. Spend time with a book, article, or audio program that builds knowledge or strengthens mindset. This practice feeds the mind with useful ideas
and sets a standard of growth. Investing in learning during the quiet hours reinforces discipline and sharpens skills that compound over time. It also establishes a habit of personal development that aligns with long-term success. Reviewing long-term goals in the morning keeps them alive in your awareness. Take a few minutes to reflect on the bigger picture you are working toward. Visualize progress, remind yourself why it matters, and reconnect with your mission. This habit creates alignment between daily actions and future results. Without such reminders, it becomes easy to drift into busyness without purpose. Regular reflection ensures that every day contributes meaningfully to long-term growth. Incorporating gratitude into your morning is powerful. Acknowledging what you already have shifts your mindset toward abundance and reduces unnecessary stress. Gratitude grounds you in perspective, reminding you of progress already made and resources already available. Starting the day with appreciation fosters emotional resilience, helping you approach challenges with a positive outlook and balanced perspective. Personal discipline grows stronger when a routine is consistent. The key is repetition. By following the same series of actions every morning, you eliminate wasted decisions, strengthen self-control, and create momentum. A consistent routine reduces chaos, increases focus, and ensures productivity is built into the rhythm of your day. Over time, discipline cultivated in the morning spreads into every other part of life, reinforcing long-term success. Morning routines should be personalized to suit your needs. While some people benefit from intense exercise, others prefer reflection or writing. The goal is not to copy someone else's habits, but to create a structure that works for you. Experiment with different activities and pay attention to how they affect your productivity throughout the day. Choose routines that energize, inspire, and prepare you to perform at your best. Consistency requires preparation the night before. Plan your morning by organizing clothes, setting out necessary materials, and establishing a bedtime that allows for proper rest. Evening preparation reduces resistance and ensures mornings flow smoothly. This planning protects your commitment to productivity and eliminates excuses that arise when mornings feel rushed or unstructured. The combination of evening preparation and morning consistency forms a strong cycle of discipline. Protect your routine by respecting boundaries. Let family, colleagues, or others know that your mornings are structured and purposeful. By setting clear expectations, you ensure that your time is not disrupted unnecessarily. Protecting this sacred period reinforces its value and strengthens your commitment. Over time, others will come to respect the boundaries you establish when they see the results you produce. Energy management is another important aspect. Morning routines should include practices that preserve and boost energy rather than drain it. This may involve avoiding heavy technology use, spending time outdoors, or practicing calm reflection. Each choice contributes to how much energy you carry into the rest of the day. By managing energy effectively in the morning, you maximize your productivity and performance in later hours. Tracking progress helps refine your routine. Pay attention to how you feel and perform after different activities. Identify which habits improve focus and which ones do not contribute. Adjusting your routine based on reflection ensures that it evolves into the most effective structure possible. This process of evaluation strengthens results and makes mornings increasingly productive over time. Over months and years, a strong morning routine becomes a foundation for growth. The small repeated actions accumulate into significant benefit. Focus improves, discipline strengthens, and productivity rises. These gains extend beyond work, influencing health, relationships, and overall life quality. A consistent routine ensures that every day begins with momentum, creating a compounding effect that supports your future in powerful ways. The true value of a morning routine lies in the control it provides. Rather than waking up in reaction to circumstances, you start with intention and purpose. This shift transforms the quality of your day, and when repeated consistently, the quality of your life. Each morning becomes an opportunity to invest in yourself, direct your energy, and build habits that shape your next 30 years.
Number 10. Build a network of people who inspire growth. The people you surround yourself with shape your standards, your thinking, and your habits. If you are serious about achieving growth, both personally and professionally, You must be intentional about the company you keep. A strong network is not built by accident. It is created through consistent effort and careful choices. Every interaction you have influences your mindset, either pulling you forward or holding you back. That is why choosing to build a network of people who inspire growth becomes one of the most powerful decisions you can make. The first step in building this type of network is clarity. You must know what growth means to you and what kind of individuals can contribute to that vision. Growth is not limited to financial success or career advancement. It also includes personal development, learning, and character. When you define the qualities you are looking for in others, you begin to recognize those traits in the people around you. This clarity allows you to connect with people who align with your values and ambitions, rather than drifting into circles that do not support your goals. Look for individuals who challenge you to think differently. Inspiration often comes from people who see possibilities beyond your current perspective. Conversations with such individuals push you to question assumptions, broaden your understanding, and explore ideas you might not have considered on your own. Surrounding yourself with people who think deeply and strive for excellence encourages you to elevate your own standards. Growth rarely comes from comfort. It comes from being stretched by people who demand more from themselves and expect the same from those around them. Building a network requires more than admiration. You cannot simply be impressed by someone's achievements. You must also engage with them. That means initiating conversations, showing genuine interest, and providing value in return. A network grows through mutual exchange, not one-sided relationships. If you approach others only to take from them, the connection will remain shallow. But when you show up with curiosity, respect, and willingness to contribute, you create trust and open the door to meaningful connection. Diversity is another important aspect of building a network that inspires growth. If every person around you thinks the same way, you limit your exposure to new insights. Seek out people from different industries, backgrounds, and experience. This diversity broadens your understanding and equips you with new tools to solve problems. It prevents you from becoming trapped in narrow thinking and expands your ability to adapt. Growth thrives in environments where different perspectives meet and generate stronger ideas. Networking should not be treated as a transactional activity. It is not about collecting business cards or gaining social media followers. The purpose of building a network is to establish relationships that support continuous development. Real connections are built on authenticity. When you approach people with honesty and openness, you establish credibility. People are more willing to engage when they feel your interest is genuine rather than forced. Over time, trust becomes the foundation that holds the network together and keeps it meaningful. To build a network of inspiring people, you must also place yourself in environments where such individuals gather. Attend seminars, workshops, and events where growth-minded people are present. Join communities, organizations, or groups that share your values and goals. Being in these spaces increases the likelihood of meeting individuals who can inspire and challenge you. Growth-oriented environments attract people who are committed to improvement, and by placing yourself there, you naturally expand your circle of influence. Listening is one of the most powerful tools in building relationships. Many people believe networking is about speaking, promoting themselves, or trying to impress others. In reality, the most valuable connections are built when you truly listen. When you give someone your full attention, you create space for them to share their insights, struggles, and wisdom. This not only strengthens the bond, but also allows you to learn lessons that can accelerate your own growth. Another way to strengthen your network is to contribute without expecting immediate returns. Offer help, share resources, and provide encouragement to those in your circle. When you become someone who adds value, people naturally want to keep you close. Contribution creates a cycle of trust and respect that builds stronger, long-lasting connections. Even small acts of support demonstrate that you are committed to more than your own progress. You are invested in collective growth. Mentorship plays a significant role in building a network that inspires. Seek out mentors who have already walked the path you want to travel. Their experiences save you from unnecessary mistakes and guide you with wisdom gained through real challenges. At the same time, be open to mentoring others. Sharing your knowledge not only helps someone else, but also strengthens your own understanding. Networks built on mentorship create continuous cycles of learning and improvement. Consistency is key. Building relationships takes time. You cannot meet someone once and expect a strong bond to develop. Stay in touch, follow up, and maintain communication. Relationships that inspire growth require nurturing. Checking in regularly, offering support, or simply showing appreciation keeps connections alive. Over time, this consistency builds trust and makes your network a reliable source of encouragement and opportunity. Technology offers new ways to build and maintain inspiring networks. Online communities, forums, and professional platforms allow you to connect with growth-minded people across the world. The key is to engage meaningfully rather than superficially. Contribute to discussions, share thoughtful ideas, and connect personally rather than relying solely on digital appearances. Technology can expand your reach, but the quality of interaction still depends on authenticity and genuine engagement. A network that inspires growth also holds you accountable. When you are surrounded by people who are disciplined and focused, it becomes harder to justify excuses. Their presence raises your standards. Accountability is not about pressure. It is about encouragement and responsibility. When you share your goals with people who support you, you feel motivated to follow through. This accountability strengthens your commitment and accelerates your progress. Your environment either supports or undermines your growth. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, or complacency, your progress slows down. That is why choosing people who inspire growth is a form of self-care. By placing yourself in the company of driven, positive, and disciplined individuals, you create an environment that feeds ambition and sustains motivation. Growth becomes more natural when your surroundings support it. Building a network is an ongoing process. People come and go, and that is natural. As you evolve, your network will evolve as well. Some connections may no longer align with your direction, and letting go of them creates space for new ones. The goal is not to hold on to every relationship, but to ensure that the people closest to you continue to encourage progress. A network that inspires growth is dynamic, adjusting to your stage of life and the goals you pursue. To maintain the strength of your network, always focus on integrity. Keep your word, honor commitments, and act with honesty. Trust is the currency of strong relationships, and once broken, it is difficult to restore. By being reliable and consistent, you strengthen the foundation of your network and earn respect from those around you. Integrity ensures that your network is not just large, but strong and meaningful. Over time, your network becomes one of your greatest assets. The people who inspire you provide guidance, encouragement, and opportunities you might never have discovered alone. They remind you of what is possible, push you to rise higher, and support you through challenges. At the same time, you become a source of inspiration for others, contributing to a cycle of shared growth. This kind of network is built with patience, effort, and authenticity, but its value compounds every day you maintain it. Number 11. Allocate time to read books that expand knowledge. When you make the decision to give a part of your day to reading, you are choosing to feed your mind with ideas that can shape your future. Books are one of the most powerful tools available to anyone who wants to grow. Yet so many people overlook them because they believe they do not have the time. The truth is, it is not about having the time, it is about making the time. If you can dedicate even one focused hour a day to reading, the results over the years will be life-changing. Those hours add up to hundreds of hours every year, which means dozens of books, each offering lessons, strategies, and wisdom that you can carry into every area of your life. Reading expands knowledge in a way that few other activities can. It exposes you to perspectives you might never encounter in your daily life. It allows you to learn directly from the experiences of people who have succeeded, failed, struggled, and triumphed in areas you are yet to explore. Every book contains decades of someone else's effort, condensed into a few hundred pages. When you read, you are essentially taking a shortcut, absorbing lessons that would otherwise take years to experience on your own. That is why reading is such a powerful use of time. It accelerates growth and reduces the mistakes you would make without guidance. The key is to be intentional about what you read. Entertainment has its place, but if you want books to expand your knowledge, you must focus on material that adds real value to your life. Choose books that challenge you, that teach you skills, that improve your understanding of the world, and that deepen your ability to think critically. Whether it is personal development, history, science, psychology, finance, or biographies of great leaders, each book you read should contribute to your vision of growth. Instead of consuming words passively, you engage with them actively, taking notes, reflecting, and applying what you learn. Allocating time means treating reading as a non-negotiable priority. Just as you would not skip eating or sleeping, you make sure reading has a secure place in your routine. Many successful people schedule their reading time at the same hour every day, early in the morning, during lunch, or before bed. By attaching reading to a consistent part of your day, you transform it from a random activity into a habit. Habits are powerful because they remove the need for constant decision-making. When reading becomes automatic, knowledge grows steadily without struggle. The environment you read in also matters. Distractions reduce focus and prevent deep learning. If you want to maximize the value of your reading, create a quiet space where your mind can fully absorb what you are engaging with. This could be a corner of your home, a library, or even a quiet cafe. The important thing is that you are present with the material, not half engaged while scrolling your phone or watching television in the background. A concentrated 30 minutes of focused reading is far more valuable than 2 hours of distracted skimming. Books not only give you information, they also sharpen your thinking. When you engage with the arguments, stories, and principles within them, you develop the ability to analyze and evaluate ideas critically. You begin to recognize patterns, connect concepts across different fields, and form stronger conclusions. This mental sharpness carries into your work, your conversations, and your decisions. You become more articulate, more confident, and more capable of solving problems. Knowledge is not just about facts. It is about how you think, and reading strengthens that ability. Allocating time to read also signals to yourself that growth is important. It is an act of discipline. Every time you open a book, instead of wasting hours on unproductive activities, you reinforce the belief that your future matters. Over time, this discipline builds a strong sense of self-respect. You trust yourself more because you know you are investing your time wisely. Reading in this sense is not only about the information you gain, it is also about the character you build by choosing growth over distraction. When you read consistently, you begin to accumulate a library within your mind. Each book leaves behind ideas and lessons that stay with you, even if you do not consciously remember every detail. Months or years later, a situation will arise where the wisdom you once read comes back to guide you. This is why reading is never wasted time, even when you are not aware of it. The knowledge you acquire becomes part of your perspective, shaping how you see the world and how you act in it. One of the most effective ways to maximize reading is to connect with others about what you read. Discussing books with friends, colleagues, or mentors allows you to process information more deeply. You see how others interpret the same material, and those insights can deepen your own understanding. Reading becomes not just a personal habit, but also a source of shared growth. Communities built around learning and reading often become sources of inspiration, accountability, and encouragement. Books also have the power to inspire action. The right book at the right time can change the direction of your life. It might push you to start a new project, develop a skill, or break free from limiting beliefs. Many people can point to a single book that shifted their perspective so dramatically that it altered the path they followed afterward. These moments do not happen by chance. They happen because someone made the commitment to allocate time to reading in the first place. In a world where attention is constantly pulled in 100 directions, reading requires intention. Social media, entertainment, and endless notifications compete for your focus, but books demand patience and engagement. By setting aside time for them, you train your attention and reclaim your ability to concentrate deeply. This focus becomes an asset in every area of life, from work to relationships to personal growth. Reading, therefore, is not only about knowledge, it is also about strengthening the mind in a distracted age. The variety of books available means that growth can happen in multiple dimensions. You can read books on emotional intelligence, to improve relationships, financial literacy to secure your future health and wellness, to strengthen your body, or creativity to expand your imagination. Each book opens a door, and the more doors you open, the wider your opportunities become. This constant expansion ensures that your growth does not stagnate, but continues to evolve over the years. Reading should not be rushed. The goal is not to finish as many books as possible, but to extract value from each one. Sometimes reading fewer books, with deep focus and reflection, has more impact than quickly scanning dozens. When you slow down, highlight passages, and revisit important sections, the lessons stay with you. Quality matters more than quantity, and allocating time allows you to immerse yourself fully in the experience, rather than rushing through it. Books also connect you to some of the greatest minds in history. Through them, you can learn directly from leaders, thinkers, and innovators who lived centuries before you. You gain access to their struggles, their strategies, and their wisdom as if they were mentoring you personally. No other medium gives you such close access to the minds of those who shaped the world. When you allocate time to read, you are in conversation with the greatest teachers of all time, and their guidance becomes part of your journey. Over the years, the consistent practice of reading compounds. What begins as a few hours each week transforms into a lifetime of accumulated wisdom. This compounding effect ensures that every book builds upon the last, creating a foundation of knowledge so strong that it influences your decisions, your opportunities, and your success. The earlier you begin, the greater the impact, but it is never too late to start. Every page you read adds to the person you are becoming. Number 12. Invest in health to maintain energy for decades. Your health is the foundation that supports everything else you do in life. Without it, no amount of success, wealth, or achievement will bring satisfaction. When energy is low, even the smallest tasks feel overwhelming. But when your body is strong and your mind is clear, challenges feel manageable and opportunities become easier to seize. Investing in health is not a luxury. It is a responsibility you owe to yourself and to the years ahead of you. The choices you make today about what you eat, how you move, how you rest, and how you manage stress will determine how much energy you have to create the life you want for decades. One of the most important investments you can make is in proper nutrition. The food you put into your body has a direct effect on how you feel, think, and perform. When meals are built around fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and quality proteins, the body responds with vitality. Energy remains steady, the mind is sharper, and the immune system is stronger. On the other hand, diets dominated by processed foods, sugar, and empty calories create fatigue, mood swings, and long-term health risks. Paying attention to what you eat is not about perfection, but about consistency. Small changes add up. Replacing sugary drinks with water, cooking more meals at home, or reducing portions of unhealthy food can shift your energy dramatically over time. Physical activity is another investment that multiplies its return. Regular exercise strengthens muscles, improves circulation, and keeps the heart functioning efficiently. Beyond physical benefits, It also supports mental health by reducing stress and improving mood. It does not require extreme effort to create change. Daily walks, stretching, light strength training, or enjoyable activities like swimming or cycling can make a lasting difference. What matters is consistency and finding movements that you can commit to long term. The body thrives on activity, and when you train it with care, it rewards you with energy and resilience. Rest and recovery are often overlooked, but they are as crucial as nutrition and exercise. The body restores itself during sleep, repairing tissues, balancing hormones, and resetting the mind for a new day. Poor sleep habits gradually drain energy, reduce concentration, and weaken the immune system. Protecting your rest means establishing a routine that allows for enough hours of quality sleep each night. This includes limiting late-night distractions, keeping your sleep environment comfortable, and creating calming rituals that signal the body to relax. Good rest is not wasted time. It is one of the most productive investments you can make because it directly fuels everything you will do the following day. Stress management is another dimension of health that requires deliberate attention. Modern life is filled with pressures that, if left unmanaged, slowly wear down both body and mind. Stress triggers chemical responses that raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and weaken the immune system. Over years, this becomes destructive. To protect your future, you need practices that help you release tension and maintain balance. This could be meditation, journaling, spending time outdoors, or connecting with loved ones. The method does not matter as much as the consistency. What matters is that you give yourself tools to restore calm and prevent stress from controlling your life. Health also involves prevention. Many people wait until illness appears before they act. But a better approach is to be proactive. Regular checkup screenings and simple tests can reveal issues early when they are easier to manage. Ignoring small warning signs often leads to larger problems later. Viewing healthcare as an investment instead of an inconvenience shifts your mindset. Just as you maintain a car to keep it running for years, you maintain your body so it continues to serve you reliably. The earlier you adopt this perspective, the more freedom you will enjoy in later decades. Energy is not only physical, it is mental and emotional as well. A healthy body supports a healthy mind, but mental well-being requires its own attention. Negative thoughts, unresolved conflicts, and unhealthy relationships can drain energy just as much as poor nutrition or lack of sleep. Investing in your mental health may involve seeking therapy, practicing gratitude, or developing habits of positive thinking. It may mean surrounding yourself with people who uplift you rather than those who drain you. Protecting your mental state ensures that your energy is directed toward growth, instead of being consumed by constant emotional struggles. Another area of health investment is hydration. Something as simple as drinking enough water each day can dramatically affect energy, focus, and physical performance. Many people underestimate the role hydration plays in keeping the body functioning properly. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, and poor concentration. Making water your primary drink is one of the easiest and most effective ways to maintain steady energy throughout the day. It costs little but pays enormous returns in how you feel and function. It is also important to remember that health is not a short-term project. Many people chase quick fixes, diets, or temporary programs that promise fast results. But true health comes from habits you can sustain for decades. Thinking long-term shifts your focus from temporary appearance goals to lasting energy and strength. The question becomes not, how can I lose weight fast? But how can I create a lifestyle that keeps me strong and capable for the next 30 years? This perspective creates patience and commitment, which are essential for meaningful change. Your environment plays a significant role in your health as well. The people you spend time with, the places you live, and the routines you maintain all influence your choices. Being around people who value health encourages you to adopt the same standard. Living in a space that supports activity, whether by being close to parks, gyms, or safe walking areas, makes exercise easier. Even the design of your home, such as having healthy food available or limiting exposure to constant screens,
impacts your daily health decision. By shaping your environment intentionally, you make it easier to invest in habits that serve you. Another powerful way to view health is as an enabler of contribution. When you have energy, you can serve your family better, perform at higher levels in your career, and contribute more to your community. Health gives you the stamina to pursue big goals and the strength to handle unexpected challenges. Without it, opportunities slip away simply because you do not have the capacity to act. Recognizing this creates urgency. You cannot postpone investing in health without sacrificing future potential. Every choice you make today directly influences how much you can give tomorrow. It is worth remembering that health is not about perfection. Everyone will face setbacks, missed workouts, unhealthy meals, or stressful days. The key is resilience, the ability to return to good habits quickly and consistently. One poor choice does not ruin your future. It is the repeated neglect of health that does. When you commit to the long-term view, you stop being discouraged by small setbacks and instead focus on the steady progress that builds over time. Investing in health also means embracing variety, trying new foods, exploring different forms of movement, and experimenting with recovery practices keeps the process enjoyable. When habits feel dull, people tend to abandon them. But when you keep things interesting, you remain engaged. This could mean joining a new class, cooking a new type of healthy meal, or traveling to a place that inspires physical activity. Variety prevents stagnation and ensures that health remains a dynamic part of your lifestyle, rather than a rigid routine. Your health is ultimately the greatest wealth you can own. No material success will mean much if your body and mind cannot support the life you want to live. Every hour you spend improving your health is an hour that adds more quality to the years ahead. By investing in it today, you ensure that decades from now you still have the strength, energy, and clarity to pursue your dreams, support the people you love, and fully enjoy the rewards of your hard work.
Number 13. Reflect weekly on progress and adjust your plans. When you commit to reflecting weekly on your progress and adjusting your plans, you are giving yourself a tool that very few people consistently use. Yet it is one of the most powerful ways to stay on track. Life does not unfold exactly as we imagine, and goals are not achieved in a straight line. Challenges appear, priorities shift, opportunities arise, and mistakes happen. Without deliberate reflection, you can go months or even years working hard, but moving in the wrong direction. Taking time each week to stop and review is like holding up a mirror to your own life and asking if the effort you gave matched the results you want. It's about creating a rhythm where you check in with yourself, measure your actions against your goals, and decide what adjustments are needed. Reflection is not simply remembering what you did during the week. It requires you to ask real questions. Did I stay consistent with my habits? Did I follow through on the promises I made to myself? Did I waste energy on distractions that didn't matter? Did I take small steps toward the future I want? Or did I drift further away from it? When you ask questions like these, you bring clarity. And clarity shows you whether the time you spent truly supported the life you want to build. It is easy to ignore reflection because the demands of daily life feel urgent. But urgency is not the same as importance. Without reflection, urgency will control you, and the most important things will remain undone. That is why setting aside even 30 minutes each week matters. You don't need an elaborate process. You just need honesty with yourself. You can write in a notebook, type in a digital journal, or simply sit in silence and review your week. The key is consistency, because growth is not about dramatic changes once in a while. It's about steady improvement built into your routine. Adjusting your plans after reflection is just as critical. Plans are not meant to be rigid. They are tools to guide your actions, not chains that restrict you. Too many people create detailed plans and then feel guilty when life forces them off track. Instead of guilt, what you need is flexibility. If something didn't work this week, ask why. Was the plan unrealistic? Did you underestimate the time it would take? Did you forget to remove distractions? Or did your priorities change? Adjustments are not failures. They are signs of awareness. They show that you are willing to learn from your experience, rather than ignore it. When you reflect weekly, you also build accountability. Most people are quick to notice when others fail to deliver, but they rarely hold themselves to the same standard. By checking in with yourself, you create personal accountability. You no longer hide from the truth. You see your wins clearly. And you also see your excuses. This level of honesty is uncomfortable at first, but it builds strength over time. It teaches you to stop lying to yourself about why things aren't working and start making choices that align with what you want. Another benefit of weekly reflection is perspective. When you only focus on what is immediately in front of you, everything feels urgent and overwhelming. But when you zoom out, even just for a moment, you realize not every problem is as big as it feels. Some tasks you thought were urgent might not matter at all in the bigger picture. Other small steps you overlooked might turn out to be the real foundation for future success. Weekly reflection helps you separate what is important from what is trivial. And that shift in perspective saves you years of wasted effort. Reflection also sharpens your awareness of patterns. You may notice that you repeat the same mistakes every week, like procrastinating on the same task, avoiding the same difficult conversation, or spending hours on entertainment instead of education. Without reflection, those patterns remain invisible. With reflection, they become obvious. And once they are obvious, you can act on them. Similarly, you will also see patterns of progress habits that are consistently paying off, relationships that are lifting you higher, and actions that are giving you real results. By identifying both, you know what to reduce and what to double down on. To make reflection effective, it helps to ask yourself structured questions. For example, what did I achieve this week that moved me closer to my goals? Where did I fall short? And what caused it? What lessons did I learn that I can apply next week? What distractions did I allow? And how can I eliminate them? Who supported me and who drained me? Questions like these don't just review the past. They prepare you for the future. They turn your week into a classroom where every experience becomes a teacher. The adjustments you make after reflection should be specific and practical. Vague resolutions like "I'll try harder next week" don't change anything. Instead, decide on clear action. If you wasted time on your phone, set limits for the coming week. If you skipped workouts, schedule them into your calendar before anything else. If you struggled with focus, commit to working in shorter, more intense sessions. If you neglected relationships, set aside time to reconnect. Each adjustment, no matter how small, compounds over time into major transformation. One overlooked aspect of reflection is celebrating wins. Many people reflect only to criticize themselves. While honesty about mistakes is important, you also need to acknowledge your progress. Even if it's just a small habit you kept, a book you finished, or a conversation you had that took courage. Recognizing your growth fuels motivation. Reflection is not only about pointing out what went wrong, it is about reinforcing what went right, so you have the energy to keep moving forward. Over time, the habit of weekly reflection builds self-awareness, discipline, and resilience. You stop drifting aimlessly and start living deliberately. You no longer rely only on motivation, which comes and goes, but instead on clarity and consistency, which can carry you for decades. Think about it. 30 minutes each week adds up to 26 hours a year. Over 30 years, that's hundreds of hours spent sharpening your direction, learning from your experiences, and adjusting your path. That kind of investment compounds far more than any single burst of effort ever could. Reflection is about choosing progress over comfort. Most people don't reflect because it forces them to face uncomfortable truths. But that discomfort is the birthplace of growth. If you have the courage to ask yourself hard questions each week and then act on the answers, you will move forward faster than those who never pause to evaluate. The discipline of reflection
transforms ordinary weeks into building blocks of an extraordinary life. Because you are no longer living unconsciously. You are choosing, adapting, and growing with intention.
Number 14. Practice decision-making to improve speed and effectiveness. The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your decisions. Every day you are faced with choices, some small and some large, and each one pushes you forward or holds you back. The ability to make decisions with speed and effectiveness is not something you are born with. It is a skill you can practice and improve over time. The reason many people struggle with indecision is not because they are incapable, but because they rarely give themselves opportunities to deliberately practice choosing, learning, and adjusting. The more you practice, the stronger your ability becomes, and the more confident you grow in your judgment. Indecision has a cost that is often invisible until it's too late. Hours get wasted, hesitating over options. Opportunities slip away because of delays. Energy is drained in overthinking rather than acting. To avoid these traps, you must train yourself to approach decisions with clarity and confidence. Training doesn't mean recklessly choosing the first option without thought. It means learning how to evaluate situations quickly, cut through unnecessary noise, and commit to a path of action. The act of committing gives you momentum, and momentum builds progress. Practicing decision-making begins with small, everyday situations. Instead of spending 20 minutes deciding what to eat, decide in 2. Instead of endlessly comparing minor purchases, set a clear budget and make the call. These small exercises build your muscle for bigger decisions. Just like physical strength grows through repetition, decision strength grows by repeatedly choosing. Over time, you teach yourself to trust your reasoning and avoid drowning in hesitation. Speed in decision-making doesn't mean rushing blindly. It means having frameworks in your mind that guide your choices. For example, when you face a decision, you can ask, does this align with my goals? Is this choice reversible, or is it final? What is the worst possible outcome, and can I live with it? Simple questions like these reduce the time you spend circling in doubt. They filter out distractions and point you toward the most effective option. By practicing these mental shortcuts, you replace hesitation with clarity. Effectiveness in decision-making comes from learning after the decision is made. Many people get stuck because they fear making the wrong choice. But mistakes are part of the process. The way to grow is not by avoiding wrong turns, but by reviewing the results and adjusting. Every decision gives you data. If the choice worked, you know what to repeat. If it failed, you know what to improve. Over time, this cycle of acting, reviewing, and adjusting sharpens your effectiveness far more than endless planning ever could. One of the most powerful practices is setting time limits for your decisions. For example, tell yourself, I have 5 minutes to decide on this task, or I will make the choice and move forward. Deadlines cut off the endless loops of analysis that trap so many people. They force you to prioritize and move forward. With repetition, you'll discover that most decisions don't need nearly as much time as you once thought. Another strategy is to rank the importance of decisions. Not all choices deserve the same energy. Some decisions are critical and deserve careful thought, while others are trivial and should be made quickly. Practicing this distinction prevents you from wasting hours on low-impact choices, while neglecting the ones that shape your future. For high-impact decisions, give yourself structured time to weigh options. For low-impact decisions, act quickly and move on. This balance saves energy and allows you to focus on what truly matters. The more you practice, the more you'll notice your confidence rise. Confidence doesn't come from always being right. It comes from proving to yourself that you can handle whatever outcome follows. Each time you decide and follow through, you strengthen your belief in your ability to manage results. That belief reduces fear, which is one of the biggest barriers to decision-making. Fear of making a mistake keeps people frozen. But when you know you can learn from any outcome, fear loses its grip. You also improve your speed and effectiveness By studying the decisions of others, observe leaders you admire. Notice how they evaluate situations, how quickly they commit, and how they handle mistakes. Reading biographies or listening to experienced mentors can give you insights into decision-making under pressure. Their experiences show you that even the most successful people make errors, but they don't let those errors paralyze them. They act, adjust, and keep moving forward. Journaling your own decisions can also accelerate your growth. At the end of the week, write down the major choices you made, why you made them, and what happened as a result. Over time, patterns will appear. You will notice strengths in your thinking and weaknesses that need work. This practice of reviewing reinforces awareness and allows you to refine your process. It transforms decision-making from a random act into a deliberate skill. Another practical way to practice is by limiting your options. Too many choices create paralysis. When you narrow down your options to the 2 or 3 that matter most, you simplify the process. Instead of chasing endless possibilities, you focus on the ones that align best with your goals. This discipline prevents you from drowning in overanalysis and trains you to see clearly. Decision-making is also improved by strengthening your values. When you are clear about what matters most to you, choices become easier. For example, if health is a top priority, then decisions about food, exercise, and sleep fall into place more quickly. If financial freedom is a goal, decisions about spending versus investing become simpler. Values act as anchors that reduce doubt and speed up the process. Practicing decision-making in line with your values makes you not only faster, but also more consistent and effective. Practicing under pressure is another step that builds effectiveness. Small decisions in calm moments are one thing, but high-stakes decisions during stressful times test your growth. Instead of avoiding tough calls, face them directly. Each time you practice deciding under pressure, you expand your ability to stay calm and think clearly. Over time, you build resilience that allows you to handle more complex situations without losing control. The most important part of practicing decision-making is realizing it's a lifelong process. You don't reach a point where you never hesitate again, but you do reach a point where hesitation doesn't dominate you. You learn to act with clarity, confidence, and adaptability. Each decision becomes less about being perfect and more about making progress. This shift in mindset changes everything, because you are no longer stuck waiting for certainty. You are moving forward while building certainty through experience. Number 15. Record ideas and thoughts for long-term project development. Ideas are the seeds of progress, and yet so many of them vanish because they are never written down. You may have moments of sudden clarity when you think of a solution, an approach, or even a vision that excites you. But unless you capture it, it will slip away with time. The mind is busy and constantly processing thousands of inputs. Thoughts appear, stay for a moment, and then get buried under the weight of new information. Recording your ideas ensures that they are not lost to the noise of daily life and gives you material to build on when you are ready to develop bigger projects. The people who achieve long-term success rarely rely on memory alone. They understand that memory fades, and inspiration doesn't stay forever. They build habits around capturing their thoughts in real time. This could mean carrying a small notebook, using a note-taking app on a phone, recording voice memos, or even writing on a piece of paper close by. The method does not matter. What matters is the commitment to record immediately. The quicker you record, the less chance you have of losing the thought. Recording ideas is not only about remembering, it's also about creating a library of resources for the future. One small thought you capture today could connect with another thought 6 months later, and eventually turn into a powerful project. Many of the greatest business ventures, creative works, and innovations started as rough notes scribbled quickly. By writing down your ideas, you are building a bank of potential that you can draw from when needed. The habit of recording also helps you think more deeply. When you take the time to write down an idea, you often refine it slightly in the process. You see gaps, you add detail, or you expand the thought in ways you might not have if it had stayed only in your head. Over time, these written ideas become richer because you revisit them and layer new insights on top. What starts as a single sentence can grow into a detailed plan with multiple steps. Long-term project development requires continuity, and recording is the bridge between inspiration and execution. Projects that span months or years cannot rely on bursts of memory. They need documentation. They need notes that you can look back on to see how your thinking has evolved. Without these records, you risk starting over each time, or forgetting the small sparks that could shape the larger structure of the project. Capturing ideas ensures progress is cumulative, not fragmented. A key part of this practice is organizing your notes so they can be retrieved easily. Writing down thoughts is the first step, but storing them in a system where they can be found later is equally important. This could mean digital folders, categorized notebooks, or apps that allow tags and search functions. When your system is organized, you can quickly revisit old ideas and connect them to your current work. Disorganized notes, on the other hand, can become lost in piles of clutter, making them nearly as inaccessible as if they had never been written at all. Reviewing your recorded ideas regularly is another habit that strengthens long-term project development. Setting aside time once a week or once a month to read through your notes keeps them alive. Some thoughts will no longer feel relevant, and that's fine. Others will suddenly spark with new potential because your perspective has changed. Reviewing ensures you don't forget valuable insights, and it also reminds you of your own creativity during times when you might feel stuck. Recording ideas also builds confidence. Many people underestimate the number of useful thoughts they generate. By keeping a record, you can see evidence of your own creativity. Looking back at pages of notes reminds you that you are capable of producing fresh ideas consistently. This awareness reduces self-doubt and motivates you to keep pushing forward on bigger projects. For long-term projects, having a collection of recorded ideas helps in breaking down the work into manageable steps. Often projects feel overwhelming because you see them only as a massive whole. But when you review your notes, you realize you already have smaller pieces mapped out, potential features, methods, or directions you can follow. This shifts your focus from trying to invent everything at once to connecting the dots between thoughts you've already captured. Another benefit of recording is protecting your originality. Sometimes an idea may feel too simple, and you dismiss it only to see someone else use it successfully later. By writing your ideas down, you preserve ownership of your thinking. Even if you don't use it immediately, you know you had the thought, and you can still return to it later with renewed energy. The act of recording honors your creative process and keeps you from discarding what might eventually become valuable. Recording is also a way of training your brain to notice ideas more often. When you consistently capture thoughts, your mind starts paying closer attention to them. You become more alert to connections, more sensitive to inspiration, and more intentional about shaping your environment to spark new ideas. Over time, this habit increases your overall creativity because you are not just passively receiving ideas, you are actively collecting and nurturing them. Even rough, unfinished ideas should be recorded. Perfection is not required. Some of the most impactful projects began as vague notes that didn't make full sense at the time. Don't judge your thoughts too harshly when writing them down. Capture them first and refine them later. A messy record is still far more valuable than no record at all. The refinement can come when you are in planning mode, but the initial act of recording must happen in the moment of inspiration. Different formats of recording can be used depending on the situation. Sometimes words capture the idea best. Other times, a quick sketch, a diagram, or even a recorded voice message works better. The key is to use whatever medium allows you to capture the thought quickly, without losing it. Flexibility in how you record gives you more opportunities to preserve insights, regardless of where you are or what tools you have on hand. In long-term project development, these records become a map of your journey. You can look back and see how an idea grew over time, how your understanding deepened, and how small notes eventually connected into a larger structure. This map not only helps you stay on course, but also motivates you by showing tangible evidence of progress. Many people abandon projects because they feel like they are not moving forward. But recorded ideas prove that progress is happening, even in small steps. When you commit to recording your ideas, you create a habit that separates you from the majority. Most people let their thoughts disappear because they underestimate their value. By building a disciplined approach to capturing, organizing, and reviewing your ideas, you give yourself an advantage in any area of life that requires long-term planning and development. It's not about capturing every single passing thought, but about being consistent enough that the important ones are never lost.